hope.
We know if you are not
hope.
listening. We are taking attendance.
We are watching you. All right, I'm Kristen Cho, by the way.
And I am Cameron Word.
Yes, people also call me Jo Myung-hee. And our Cameron Sam also has a Korean name.
Yes, Lee Sang-jun.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, I just want everyone to know that we also have a live show at EBS Radio at 6 p.m. every day.
Yes.
And we have all our teachers like Lee Taeyeon Sam, Easy English, Ip Young Sam, and Lee Bo-young Sam. They all have a day.
Yes.
And our day is Friday.
That's right.
Okay.
We are the hosts of Evening Special.
Yes.
Every Friday evening from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
That's right. So if you're really curious about what we look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, who are these people?
Who are these people? What are their singing voices like?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Because we sing.
We sing. Sometimes we dance. We lip sync. And you can see it all on Point in Radio. So it is a fun 1 hour, a great way to end your work week.
Yes, we are like monkeys.
Because we dance around.
Because we dance and sing, and we just do everything that will entertain you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So please join us there. But for now, let's get serious.
Yes.
Let's hit the books, as they say. Working as a customer service rep, you're ready. So remember, they started a new job as a customer service rep, which stands for representative. So I guess they're ready to go. Now, we've got some expressions here. Stand out from someone or something. So to stand out.
To stand out means to be prominent, which means that you are sticking out, often in a good way.
Okay.
So you're better than everybody else.
All right. Get along with someone.
If you're getting along with them, means that you have a good relationship with them. You're friendly, your attitudes and your personalities work well together.
All right. If you think on your feet.
If you think on your feet means that you are reacting quickly. You are not slow to react. You are acting as soon as you can.
All right. Very good. Let's go ahead and listen to our daily dialogue.
I think you're ready to start taking calls on your own.
Really? That's great. I thought it was going to take a few more days.
Your ability to deal with people really stands out from everyone I've trained this year.
I grew up in a big family, so we had to get along with each other, or it would have been too chaotic.
That also must be how you learn to think on your feet so well.
It was a necessary skill with so many brothers and sisters.
Okay, so Dominique says, I think you're ready to start taking calls on your own. So this is a great expression too, on your own, on one's own, which means by yourself. You can do it alone without anyone's help.
Yeah, no help.
Okay, and Ashley says,
Really? That's great. I thought it was going to take a few more days.
Yeah, so Ashley seems a little surprised. Like, oh, you think I'm ready?
She's a good student, apparently.
All right. And Dominique says, your ability to deal with people really stands out from everyone I've trained this year. Okay, I really like a lot of things in this sentence. So your ability to deal with people.
Yeah.
I like this phrase. What do you think? Your ability to deal with people. What is this? Ability to deal with people. This is a very good business term.
Right. Ability, of course, is your skill, your, being able to do something. But dealing with people means that you are talking to them, you're communicating with them. And since she is a customer service rep, many of them are going to be angry.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
They're going to be mad that the product or service isn't up to their expectations.
Right.
But she is able to talk to them, probably calm them down, get them the help that they need.
That's right.
That's why she is good at dealing with people.
Right. So if you're good at dealing with people, usually they're going to be people who are kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Or who have a lot of complaints.
Yeah.
So she has that sort of talent. Now, her ability to deal with people really stands out from everyone I've trained. So she stands out. She's in training, and she stands out.
Yes.
Right.
So to stand out from everyone means that you are easily visible. You stick out of the group.
Right.
But it's not always a bad thing. It's because Ashley is really good at this job that it is very visible. It is easy to see her skills.
That's right. So it's easy to see that she is much better at this than anyone that they've encountered.
Yes.
So you can also stand out from being weird.
Oh, yeah.
You know, or you can stand out because you dress fashion style.
Weird fashion style. Yeah.
So it can go both ways. Now, Ashley says, I grew up in a big family, so we had to get along with each other or it would have been too chaotic. So her personal background is helping her. She grew up in a big family, a lot of brothers and sisters, and we had to get along. Great expression, to get along.
To get along means to match well with other people, and it usually has to do with things like a family or people working together where maybe you're not friends, but you're also not fighting. Right? There's no friction in that relationship. The things you need to get done, you're able to do them smoothly.
So when Cameron says friction, we're talking about conflict.
Yeah.
So when you often describe people like, oh yeah, he gets along with everyone. So whether they're strange, whether they're smart or not so smart, they get along, meaning they're just good with people.
Right.
Do we get along with people?
We get along with each other.
We do. Thank goodness.
We get along with each other. I mean, I think everybody has a certain type of person that they don't get along well with.
So in order to emphasize the closeness maybe or how well you match as two friends, you say, oh, we really get along well.
Yes.
Yeah. That means like there's a connection.
Yes.
Okay. One more thing, chaotic.
Yeah. So chaotic, that is the adjective form of chaos. Chaos, of course, is the complete mess that you can make. So if something is chaotic, chaotic, that means that there is a lot of chaos.
Yeah. All right. And Dominique says what?
That also must be how you learn to think on your feet so well.
So she's describing her personal background to explain why she can deal with people. And then Dominic says, that must be how you learned.
Yes.
So that must be is our power pattern.
So Dominic was kind of wondering why Ashley was good at something. Whenever he hears about the family, he's like, oh, that must be. So it's like, now I found the reason. Oh, that seems to be the reason. That must be how you learned.
Okay, and learned what? To think on your feet.
Yes.
So to think on your feet means to think quickly?
Yes. So to think on your feet means that you are ready to move whenever you need. So when you're talking about thinking on your feet, it's if you need to go to the right, you can automatically go to the right.
Yeah.
You can react pretty much in real time.
Okay. You know, Korean people often use the word or the phrase 센스가 있다 or 좀 빠르다. 센스가 빠르다, right? Meaning it's not, of course, it's a little Konglish, but it means that you, given the circumstances, the environment, you're able to shift this way or that way and think on your feet.
Right, yeah.
All right. So Ashley says it was a necessary skill with so many brothers and sisters.
Yeah. If you have a lot of brothers and sisters, got to be able to think quickly. Because if they're older, you know, they're...
Food.
Yeah, you got to eat fast.
Yeah, think on your feet.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't know. How about me? I'm an only child.
And do you
maybe
think,
that's the problem. Maybe that's why I can't think on my feet. All right.
I don't think on my feet. I think sitting down.
All right. Let's go ahead and listen to that one more time.
I think you're ready to start taking calls on your own.
Really? That's great. I thought it was going to take a few more days.
Your ability to deal with people really stands out from everyone I've trained this year.
I grew up in a big family, so we had to get along with each other, or it would have been too chaotic.
That also must be how you learn to think on your feet so well.
It was a necessary skill with so many brothers and sisters.
I've got the power.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 160 and 61. So if you stand out from someone or something, it means that you kind of are more noticeable.
Yes.
Compared to something.
You stick out.
Yeah, you stick out is similar to stand out. What makes one candidate stand out from another?
I think the way they present themselves is the first thing.
Yeah, and candidate is 후보자, right?
Yeah.
So, like, oh, there are all these, candidates. Who stands out?
Right.
Who's kind of like has more charisma or
Right.
has more or is more able?
It's very similar in this case to leaving an impression. Leaving an impression meaning it's sticking in your memory.
Yeah.
Or you're noticing it.
Right.
Because they're different from everyone else.
Very good. Okay. Jill's red hair made her stand out from all of her classmates.
Yeah. If you have red hair.
Sure. And I have to say that, Cameron, because of your height,
Yeah.
you probably stand out here in Korea.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's kind of impossible for me to hide in a group. Although I will say, recently, a lot of the young kids
Are tall.
are tall.
Yeah.
There are some, I'm 192 centimeters.
Phew.
There are a lot of Korean high school kids now.
Wow, yeah, they're very tall.
So tall.
It's so true.
It's all the samgyeopsal.
It's the kogi and the samgyeopsal. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And all that hanu.
It's
all
all
that
the
Korean
hanu.
beef.
You see, I didn't have hanu when I
Yeah.
was growing up. That's why I'm so short. Hi.
Were you
Gosh.
you were a tofu baby?
I'm a tofu baby.
Oh, goodness.
I'm a tofu and kimchi baby.
Yeah.
All right, so to stand out, and someone in the office, because they're such a good worker in the office, can also stand out.
Yeah.
And, everyone can really rely on them and depend on them because
Yes.
they do such good work. But, of course, in a negative sense, you can stand out.
Yeah, you can stand out if the color of your tie is different from everyone else. Like
Yes.
your uniform is not correct. You chose the wrong color of
Right.
socks.
Here's an example. Recently, I have a close friend, and she was telling me that in high school, she was on the bus, and everyone had the same uniform because they were going to the same school. She was the only one who went an hour to her high school
no.
and had a different uniform, and she stood out.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
All right. Okay, get along with someone means to have a friendly relationship.
Yeah.
And you can highlight how well you get along. So, yeah, we get along okay, you could say,
Yeah.
meaning it's not the best. Or you could say, we get along really well. All right. Why don't you get along with Tyler anymore?
He said really mean things to me behind my back. Yeah.
Okay, so that's not a nice friend.
No.
I get along with my twin sister better than anyone else.
Yeah, usually twins get along pretty well. Not always, I guess, but quite often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recently saw something just actually yesterday. It was so interesting. It was a set of twins and then another set of twins. And then they married each other. So it was like two sisters, two brothers,
Yeah.
American brothers. And then they married each other.
Were they connected to each other? Like
No.
Siamese twins?
No, they were separate entities.
Okay. Okay, my image was they were connected.
No,
okay.
but it was so interesting.
Wow.
So-
But I guess often, twins, they have a lot of life experiences together.
right.
Obviously, they share DNA.
Sure.
So their personalities while different,
Uh-huh.
are probably very similar.
But isn't that cool? Like they
Yeah.
could all four of them be together all
Get
the
along
time.
together.
Wow.
Did they all live in the same house?
I'm not sure about that.
That would be a little difficult.
That would
I
be a
think.
little strange.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So to get along means to, have a nice relationship or to have a friendly relationship.
Yes.
Now, if you think on your feet, it means to react quickly,
Mm.
to be very kind of flexible
Yes.
and like just quick.
When the situation changes,
Uh-huh.
you can change with it as well.
Okay. What's the main skill I need to have to be a good coach?
You have to be able to think on your feet when your strategy isn't working. So if your strategy isn't working, you have to be able to change it to meet the new situation as quickly as possible.
All right. The soldier was able to think on his feet and stop the enemy during the attack.
Yeah, another one. If you're in a battle, military commanders, they have to be able to think on their feet.
For sure.
Yeah.
Any other situations where we need to think on our feet or it would be good to?
Well, if you are in any kind of business situation,
Yeah.
especially if you're in a high intensity startup type of situation, let's say there's a problem with your product. How are you going to solve it?
Right.
You need to think on your feet to solve that problem as quickly as possible.
Right, that's right. When you do a lot of troubleshooting, as they say, which means you're kind of trying to solve problems, people like that in those positions really need to think on their feet.
Yeah. Or even when you're traveling. Let's say that you wanted to take a plane,
Yeah.
but then the airport closes for whatever reason.
Oh.
So then are you going to take a bus? Are you going to take a taxi?
Uh-huh.
How are you going to get to your next destination? That would
Think on
be
your feet.
thinking on your feet.
Very good. Our power pattern today is that must be, which means what?
It means that, I was wondering why, or I was wondering the reason, and that seems to be my answer to my
I
question.
see. So you're finding your answer almost. That must be where the jail used to be.
I wondered where the jail was. Now I know.
Okay.
That must be the reason the dog bites everyone.
Oh, there was trauma.
Yeah.
Yes,
He
so
didn't have a
that's
good
why.
puppy life.
Very good.
That's why.
That's why. All right, our power vocab today is chaotic, which comes from the word chaos. Do check out the definition on page 162. Let's thank our sponsor.
한국토익위원회에서